Let's get to the big developments unfolding since about 2 this afternoon, including, or involving, I should say, our southern border.
We got Ken Molestina here. So I know you've been listening to Governor Abbott's news conference today, and there's some other border news that's coming out of Washington as well. So kind of the big bucket of a lot of stuff coming down with the border today.
From federal authorities and from the state as well. So let's get right to it. You know, the news out of Washington, by the way, it effectively provides a policy change to asylum seekers that has not been seen before. The details of that change came just as the governor was blasting the Biden administration during a border roundtable discussion for what he's describing as inaction along the border. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about that new change in policy that's been coming out of Washington first. The Biden administration has just published a proposal through the Department of Justice that would disqualify certain asylum seekers from petitioning for asylum here in the U.S. if they enter illegally through a third country and if they do not ask for asylum in that other country first. So it's a little complicated, but for example here, a person that comes from Venezuela through Mexico could be deported if they do not seek asylum in Mexico first before they enter the U.S. illegally. Now, the DOJ will now give the public 30 days to comment on that proposal before it goes into effect for a 2-year period. Meanwhile, Governor Greg Abbott holding a roundtable discussion today at about the same time, accusing the Biden administration of not doing enough before the new proposal was made public. Governor Abbott did once again speak highly of the state's effort through Operation Lone Star to secure the border, saying it has been a great success with extra patrols and extra border barriers. He also offered his thought on appropriate punishment that he thinks should happen for those that are caught trying to smuggle migrants.
For these people who are driving these smuggling vehicles away, smuggling people here in the state of Texas, I want a mandatory minimum of 10 years behind bars for these people who are involved in the smuggling operations, who are really just working in collaboration with the cartels.
We do know, aside from asylum seekers, smuggling operations are a big deal along the border. A good portion of the efforts talked about during the governor's news conference focused specifically on combating the flow of dangerous drugs like fentanyl into the U.S. through the Texas-Mexico border, as well as human trafficking, as you just heard. What he did not speak that much about was the cases, again, of these asylum seekers who, as we do know, make up the largest portion of undocumented migrants that are entering the U.S., Doug.
Well, you've been along the border. You've talked to these asylum seekers. You've covered it several times. So for comparison's sake, with what you see today, how much larger are the numbers right now compared to others who are coming through illegally? And then also any background information on where they're coming from, country specifically?
Yeah, and that's changing rapidly because that has a lot to do with, different political situations that are happening in other countries. But by and large, what we are seeing is, in fact, a lot more of the asylum seekers compared to those who are running drugs. We can't forget about the 15,000 migrants from Haiti about 2.5 years ago,
Sure.
2 years ago, underneath that bridge in Del Rio, if you remember that. So that gives us an idea of just how large the volume is of those that are seeking asylum. And they're coming from Venezuela, they're coming from Cuba, they're coming from Central America, really from all over the place, even China in some cases.
All right. Ken Molestina on top of it yet again. Thank you, sir.
Got it.